Hey guys, I'm MegaGWolf and welcome back to the Sonic Hack Showcase. Today we'll be looking at a hack that I've already covered in the previous series, but it's had so many updates to it now that it's practically a new game in itself. And as a little side note, you may want to go back and read what that text said. It's actually a little bit funny at the end. But welcome to Sonic 2 Retro Remix. Now we can already see a huge change. It doesn't go straight into the game, it gives us a choice to do Classic or Adventure. Classic being just playing through the levels, Adventure being slightly different. The small description here tells you that you have to collect emeralds, either by finding them scattered about or by completing various missions given to you before the stage. Put simply, they have made Sonic the Hedgehog 64, where basically you're collecting stars, or in this case emeralds, to unlock new areas to go to be able to complete the game. Quite a simple idea, which I'm actually surprised no one thought of doing already. Or maybe they had thought of it but couldn't do it. But the amount of changes I've seen since I reviewed the original is absolutely amazing. They have really thought out level design so much, because they've made it so you can, to a point, go back just in case you've missed something, like maybe one of the emerald boxes, but yet also kept it that if you wanted to just play through the level normally, it's still very fast and free-flowing. Getting a level designed that way is probably a lot harder than I think it is. Not only that, Sonic has about a million moves. Well, I say a million, probably like 5. Most of his new moves are in midair. Of course, in this hack there is the spin dash and the homing attack. No super peel out though. In midair, he can use about 4 or 5 different moves depending on what buttons you press. Most of these moves, if not all of them, have to be activated after going on a spring. Normal jumping won't make them happen. Pressing up and A allows you to lunge upwards slightly, getting a little bit more height on your jump. Pressing forward and A allows you to do a whirlwind kick. Pressing down and A allows you to head directly down, which may be a normal jump move as well. And pressing A on its own allows you to transform into a ball again from a normal spring jump. This allows you to use the homing attack after you've hit a spring. Not only that, but when facing a vertical wall of impossibility, you can press A when pressed up against it in the middle of a jump to do a wall jump, making it possible to climb narrow shafts up. Also, the wall jump can be activated when doing a normal jump. It doesn't have to be off of a spring. So let's talk about how collecting the emeralds work. As you can see, I have 1 emerald currently. That's because sadly I didn't reach the time or score emeralds for the last level. Instead, I was able to get one of the hidden ones. On each level there is a variety of things you can do to get emeralds. There are certain ones hidden about, usually about 3 hidden around the level, or you can do a time attack, score attack, or hit the 7 emerald monitors. The monitors, like some of the emeralds, are hidden around various obscure places around the stage. I do really like the idea of the emeralds, much like the stars in Mario. It can give you a bit of a challenge and makes playing through the same levels a bit more interesting. And of course, to progress through the game, you need a certain amount of emeralds to get through doors blocking your path to the other stages, which is actually handled in a very nice way. Allow me to show you. Now, as you can see here, the doorway is blocked off, and it clearly tells us we need 13 emeralds to pass through it. Through here there was a door that needed 2 emeralds to be able to get into the chemical plant zone, which again is handled like the previous zone. There is a overworld area you can run around in and find the big rings to get into the single stages. And again, much like the previous stages, the level design gets even more interesting, especially in the chemical plant zone. Probably not so backtrackable, if that's even a word, in this one, because it's more straightforward with lots of loops and boosters, so I couldn't see myself going backwards in this stage. It would probably be too much of a pain to bother. Not too much changed graphically, but really there's no need in my eyes. I really like the way that Chemical Plant is designed anyway. And as long as the level design is very solid and fun, then Graphics I'm not that worried about. Plus, I have noticed this game has no glitches whatsoever. Oh dear! No idea how that happened. It's never happened to me before, so, oh well. Stage 1, I can't be bothered. Let's go to Stage 2. I always enjoy a hack that allows you to do this, be able to run around in like an overworld kind of thing before you select your levels to play. It's a shame that more hacks don't do it. Here is also a little tip for you. Each stage overworld has a hidden emerald in it, so make sure you also have a look around the overworld to be able to find where each one is. So let's have a quick look at the Chemical Plant Zone 2. Now, much like the original Chemical Plant Zone 2, there is indeed a water section, but in this one, it's a little bit more sinister. I'm skipping to the water section because, in general, I do actually want to only show you a little bit because I want you to play this for yourself. If you're playing any of the hacks I recommend to you in this showcase, this is definitely one of the ones you're going to want to try out for yourself. So what he's done is he's made the water section we all absolutely hated on the Chemical Plant Zone and made it even worse. And not worse to a point where it's bad, worse to where if you mess up, you're going to die. And that's basically it. As you can see here, it's pretty much a water puzzle, using the button presses and timing your jumps, and when you press the button, you have to navigate your way through the underwater areas. This section is also longer if you take the bottom path. I actually took the higher path, which made it a lot shorter. As long as you're fast and just don't mess around too much, you should be okay. It does leave some room for mistakes, but if you're going to be terrible at moments like this, try and find a way to skip this level. Which you can do. You can skip levels if you find them too hard. It just means you're going to have to try and get emeralds some other way. Two more things I want to show you before I end the video is part of the Frosty Peak Zone, which is probably my favourite design of level because I really like snowy areas. I don't like ice physics, but I really like, you know, very Christmassy, snowy feel, which I've always liked in the Sonic games. That's why the Ice Cap Zone was one of my favourites. Now, I must warn you, at the beginning of this stage, I suck. A lot. I'm not used to playing this level. I actually find myself skipping the Frosty Peak Zone quite a bit, because I don't know if there is actually a barrier in the way of being able to get to the next stage. So I tend to just kind of zoom through it, if by mistake most of the time. Which is a damn shame, because again, I really like levels like this, and this one's really nicely designed and put together, much like the rest, apart from annoying dick lava pits. But here's a good example of the wall jump in action, even though it doesn't need to be used, which I find out a bit too late. Oh, happy there, spring! Another cool thing about this stage, which is quite ice, is the icicles as spikes. No idea what made them come up with the idea, but it's a very nice little addition. And I think I'm going to skip to the final thing I wanted to show you before everyone wants to kill me. So lastly, here we are at the very right of the overworld of the ice area. And down here we have the emerald. And to our right here we have a pathway, which if we follow at the top here and then jump up, for some reason we can't go that way. And I'm not sure why. But I found if we go up here and follow this path, we randomly find the Mystic Cave Zone, which is like, what? It's hidden and out of the way? What the hell's going on here? And then all of a sudden, it's a hidden boss fight! Holy crap! And so far I've at least found two of these. You've got the Mystic Cave boss fight, and you've also got the Aquatic Ruin boss fight in the first world behind the door that requires 13 emeralds. Again, this is much reminding me of Super Mario 64, and I love it! I love the idea of hidden boss fights and stuff like this. It's actually really cool. And that was really all I wanted to show you. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Retro Remix. I'm MegaGWolf, and I'll see you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed this Sonic Hack Showcase. Bye!